Hello. Welcome to Handmade by Julia Quinn and my project featuring the Country Birdhouse bundle. I hope you're really enjoying all the amazing videos you're seeing this weekend. I just love this Country Birdhouse bundle. I really love rustic, and I love using paper as well. So my card has a little peekaboo, tiny peekaboo hole to see the little friend inside. All right, let's get started. Okay, now I have a whole pile of things here. Let me see. I'm using, apart from the Country Birdhouse bundle, I'm also using the Country Woods designer paper. Let me get all my bits and pieces out of the way here. And I have done a little bit of stamping and die cutting already. That's for inside. This is front. And I'm also using for the front of my card the beautiful Thoughtful Journey Designer Series paper. So let's start there. I'll pop that onto the front of my card. I've just got a standard size card with a tent fold, and I'm going to add this lovely paper right to the front of my card. So just line that up right on the corner there. And across. There we go. So there's the front of my card done. That's so beautiful. You could have it just like that, couldn't you? All right, next I'm going to, as you can see, I've been using this paper a lot, stamp my, I think I've got enough room to stamp my little birdhouse using early espresso ink. I love early espresso ink. It is lovely and crisp and dark without the starkness of black ink, and I find it really works well with the, okay, which way will I go? This way? Nope, I had it sorted out. All right, so I'm making the most of my paper here, being very frugal. All right, so that's stamped on there. That's doing all of the heavy lifting for that lovely imagery. And then with the amazing dies that are sticking to my stamp set, there's a whole heap of dies in this die set, 23 pieces. But you have the birdhouse, all of the makings for lots of elements of the birdhouse, and lots of flowers as well. Okay, so I'll pop that one on there, right on the outside. It cuts really, really nicely. Stick that one down. Okay, and I'd run that through the machine and come back with this lovely house, which I will then stick onto the front of my card with any, doesn't have to be stuck down particularly specially or anything. I'm just going to pop that down the bottom of my card there, and then with this lovely round die, pop that one in there and run that one through my die cutting machine, and I will end up with a card with the little peekaboo in it. Okay, lovely card with the peekaboo. Now I'm going to put, just before I start anything else, I've got a little bit of glue already on my inside of this card, so I just want to cover that up before any calamities happen with my early espresso mat. And then we might do the inside of the card first and work our way forwards. Okay, so here's my writing panel for my card. I'm going to add a little bit of balmy blue ink to the top. Just what I'm doing is actually repeating or mirroring what's on the front of my card. I like to carry the theme through from the front to the inside of my card. So I'm just adding a little bit of colour there to the top and bottom of my writing panel. And also I want to stamp Hello Friend on it. Got a bit of glue on here. Hang on. I need to get rid of that. Stamp and Mist is fantastic for cleaning glue off your surface. There we go. I'm going to stamp my Hello Friend with my early espresso. And I'm going to stamp that towards the top because I've got my cute little bird to go further down. All right. And this little piece of the wood grain paper is just to represent the inside of the little birdhouse when you open up the card. It just looks really nice peeking through. Okay, so I'm going to stick this one onto my card. Here. And then this little one here, I want to go sort of towards the bottom of my birdhouse. So that's about there. A little bit off. And I am going to center it. So a little bit up from the bottom. There we go. Okay, so there's that. All right. That's the start of our inside. There's a place where I'm going to add a flower later because I've put a smudge. Next, this is the piece of paper that was cut off when I cut off the front. And I'm going to stamp on it using my early espresso. I'm getting the designer series paper today to do all of the colouring work for me. So I'm using the back of this piece of designer series paper to stamp my little bird. And where's the die for that one? Somewhere around here. I've got it somewhere, but I have cut it out, so here's a little bird ready to go. And I've found myself a little job to do after I finish making this card is look for my bird die, because it's been well used. Okay, now this one is a little bit tricky. I'm just going to put two big dimensionals on the back of my bird there. Peel them off. And then, I have done this a couple of times. I'm going to peek him through the little peephole there and stick it down. Okay, so there's my bird done. Okay, for inside my card. Now, at the top of my card, the front of my card, I've got a little bit of stamping I have already done on that lovely little scallopy edge on the front of the birdhouse. And this is where you absolutely love the see-through element of photopolymer stamps, because you just line it up and it just works so well. Really, really great. Okay, pop you over there. Ah, found my bird. There he was, hiding underneath. Right, now for these guys, what I have found that works, I really love the effect of, is using our long, thin foam strips. So it gives it, the foam strips are actually a little bit taller than Stampin' Dimensionals, but just makes it so easy to pop onto the back of your die cut elements there. So, oh, apologies. Peel off the back of those and stick that over the top of my little birdhouse, and then this little planter pot for the front of the birdhouse. Oops, the whole thing came off then. Dear. One, and I need to cut it to the right length, make it easy peasy for myself. There we go, peel that one off, and that one goes at the base of our little birdhouse there. Is that cute? And this one you do have to actually use a little bit of glue, just a tiny bit. Less is more with that glue. And slide that underneath my dimensional, doesn't it? I love how that looks. Right, I've nearly forgotten. I've got a stamp. This has taken my life into my hands, stamping the greeting at the top of the card. Luckily, these are really nice stamps and photopolymer, so you can see through them easily. There we go. Hoping you have the best day ever. Hello, friend. And then the last thing on my card is all of these little die cuts. What I did was, remember we had this bird that we die cut here? I just flipped it over or used either side of this paper and used all of these 4 leaf images in the greenery there, and then the 5 floral pieces on those colours there, or the yellow or whatever. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to stick in is the leaves. And in the background of my card. So this one can go there. A couple of leaves on the front of my little planter box. One up there. And last one over here. And then my flowers, I used mini dimensionals for the ones that do fit. There you go. This one better go on the front somewhere too, because it's nice and big. There we are. And then a bit of glue for these guys. Just a bit in the middle. One in there. A little yellow one for the front here. And you can cut as many as you like of these. Like, it's a great way to use up your scraps of the designer series paper. And it just works so nicely with the background of the card. I don't want to cover up my leaf there. There we go. Whoop. And if you have a look, here's my designer series paper from the ones I cut out before. So I had the bird down there and then just chose where I wanted to do my flowers on the colours of the designer series paper. Luckily, both sides of that paper work really, really well. And the last thing, we want to show off those beautiful flowers really well. So I'm using some iridescent foil gems for the flower centres. 1, 2, and I think I will use some more of my scrap paper left over to cut out some more flowers for the inside of my card. And one more for that one. There we go. Okay, and there you have it. Country Birdhouse little peekaboo card, making the most of the Country Woods Designer Series paper and the Thoughtful Journey Designer Series paper. I hope you enjoyed that, and I hope you have a go. Bye bye now. Thanks for joining me.